Hey guys! So you are up close and personal today, and let me tell you why, because we are going to be working some hands-on projects. But first, we're also going to be working in the software. So today we are going to work in Cricut Design Space, but don't worry because the same principles you can apply in Silhouette Studio. So let me give you the rundown before we start because I know that I'm a few minutes late. I feel like my whole life is late lately, but all right, so here we go. Now, what I have for you, in case you're following along, I have 3 pieces. Oh, there we go. 4 pieces, just kidding, of Oracle 651. All right, so we have purple, pink, black, and yellow. And this is probably my favorite yellow. This is the Brimstone yellow, and it is super duper awesome. Right underneath it, I have the OraTape transfer tape. Okay, so those are our basic supplies. Now, what we're doing today, have you guys seen these before? Surely you have. So these are the lighted bases from Craft Chameleon for acrylics. Okay, so that's what we got. Of course, we come with the cord, right? Need that to plug it in. Remote control, because we're going to do some awesomeness with that. And this is just one shape of the acrylics. So you definitely get a lot more acrylics to choose from. And let me just show you, we did put these in the box one time. Let me see, where to go? Oh, here we go. This is the one that we made. Now, don't let it fool you, I don't actually have it plugged in. But this was made using the glass etch adhesive vinyl. And it worked really, really, really well. So I will pull that over and we will swap it out with the one that we made today and see just how awesome it lights up, okay? But for now, this is where we're at. So, sorry, I'm under attack over here. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the software. And hopefully you guys are on board right now because I can't see your comments. So if you have comments or questions, definitely put them under the comments for the video and I will come back and answer them for you, okay? But I'm gonna switch over to the software to show you how to set up a file for layering with registration boxes, which I'm a really big fan of. So give me 1 second and I'm gonna make that switch. All right. Cricut Design Space. I'm gonna delete that. Sorry, that was my old project. You can tell I haven't been doing anything today. So, what we're going to do, let me get my phone set up so it'll be ready for the hands-on portion. There we go. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to import our SVG. Now, I'll let you in on a little secret. This is our SVG. Okay, so I set this bad boy up. I actually made this design for sublimation, and I can show you that after a while, but this is our design because I want to make something that's really fun and cute for the summer. But we're going to cut with our Cricut today, which is right here. So I'm going to upload. I've already saved that. Now remember, I have Business Edition for Silhouette Studio, so I've already saved that file as an SVG. And my Cricut said, whoa, holy moly, that's a big file. Probably because I have it filled in with the patterns. So I might go in and change that to solids. But usually it still uploads, it just takes it a minute to catch up. So, yes. Does not support the patterns. That's just fine. That is all we need anyway. All right, so there's our design. I know it doesn't look nearly as cool without the patterns. That's okay, we'll forgive them. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I made that really, really big, like really big so that you guys can see it. So I'm going to ungroup and I can take out the parts that I don't need. I definitely need those, but I do not need these inside pieces. I'm not going to mess with those today. That was for sublimation, and that was to give them a little bit of depth, but for what we're going to use today, this will be it. So let me fill in. What if I do purple first, and then I can do, what other color? Oh, pink. You know what, let's do yellow. And then pink on this side. Do I have a pink on here? Is that my pink option? Well, I'm not crazy about that, but. And I am actually going to go ahead and, no, I don't like that. All right, so I'm going to use these and I'll do them in black. But I do want to make them a little smaller. I just want them to line right up. There we go. All right, so that'll be good. So what we're going to do is, you see how I have this curved rectangle? That is because I want to be able to size my design. So let's go over to the computer real quick. Not the computer, the camera. Okay, so what I do, sorry, I got excited and made a mess of my work area here. So I'm gonna take this, and I have, oh, I hit it all the way up here. Sorry guys. All right, I have this little tape measure, right? I sent these out in the box a while ago. And I literally just measure it out. So we have, it's exactly 3.5 inches and 3.5 inches. This is indeed a square, in case you need me to verify for you. 3.5 inches each way. All right. So if we come back over to the software, I will regroup this as soon as I remember how to group. There we go. And I'm going to use this size up here to say 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. All right. So that is actually the size that we need. Now that I have sized it, I can, evidently that was already ungrouped. I can ungroup that and I can delete the red curved rectangle. Is it curved? Rounded rectangle. That's what I'm talking about. I can delete that because I don't actually need that anymore. And the reason I don't need that anymore is because the only reason I added it on there was to be able to size to fit this appropriate to my shape. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So with that sized, we can now go in, and I'm going to select the text, and I'm going to select these bad boys down here, and I will hit, I can go ahead and attach those. Well, evidently I only attached one of them. Hold down my shift key and make sure I get them all this time. There we go, attach. All right, so those are all together. And then I will cut these individually in their respective colors. Luckily, my pink is a lot brighter than that because I'm feeling kind of pukey about that pink right now. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create our registration boxes. Now, you can technically use any shape that you want. You do not have to use boxes. Boxes just seem to be my standard. So I'm going to put them up here at the top. They can be anywhere. They don't have to be even. But I do try to make them even. It makes it easier. So I'm going to select these, and I am going to just make sure that they are at least aligned vertically. Okay. And group them together. All right. Has everybody followed me so far? All I have done is to line these up vertically, made my registration boxes, lined them up vertically, and brought this in, sized it using my rectangle, but then I was able to delete my rectangle because I don't actually have to cut the rectangle. Is that making sense? All right, rectangle for sizing, sized it, added my registration boxes. Now comes the, I don't want to say the easy part, but the easier part. I'm going to change those to red, and let me tell you why. So this is already sized. So I need to make duplicate copies. And I need to make a duplicate copy for each color vinyl that I'm using. I know, crazy talk, but I promise it'll make sense in a minute. Okay, so I am now going to go through the process of this one is going to be black. So I can make my registration marks black, and I'm going to delete everything that's not black. So I'm going to attach all of that together, and that is what I'm going to cut out of my black adhesive vinyl. Now I'll pick a different color. I'm going to pick the purple. But what's important to remember is that in addition to the purple, I still want to keep these guys in place. So I will grab both of those and attach. That one is done. Move on to the next one. This one we will do yellow. So I will delete everything that's not yellow, select these and attach. That one is now done. And this one will be the pink. Select everything that's not pink, and then I'll attach these. So the point of doing that is that when I line up these boxes, everything else will fall into place. See how my design's coming back together? Now the same principle applies after I cut these out. As long as I can line up those boxes, my design will also line back up. Now this layering design isn't like super duper complicated. You probably could have pulled this off by hand with not a lot of problems, but anytime you can squeeze in some registration boxes is helpful. And then also anytime, like if you had a really has to line up perfectly, like the sun catchers that we just did for our box this month, and I will find that to show it to you. But especially when you have things that butt right up against each other, it's important to give yourself this kind of guide. All right, now we are going to cut, and I want to show you a trick. Secret squirrel trick, okay? I'm going to make all of these the same color, okay? And then I'm going to click over to make it. And the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to separate out each color into a different corner of the mat so that I can cut it all at one time. Okay, so I know it's hard to see on the black, but so I basically put everything in its own corner. Now, let me show you what that's going to look like on the cutting mat. Okay, so I am going to, once again, try not to junk up my workspace. Too late. This is my cutting mat, my well-loved favorite cutting mat at the moment. And if you notice in the software, I had my black in the top corner, and then I had put, now this part is up for debate. I'll go ahead and use purple. But I think that was actually my pink one. I do know the yellow that we put in the middle was over here. Do I actually know that? Nope, see, I was wrong. I was wrong. The yellow was over here, so it was in the middle, and then the pink was here. Okay, so you just have to pay attention to where your design is going to be, but this is how we're going to cut all of these pieces at one time. All right, so I'm going to go and slide this on my machine. Load. Okay, back to the software. I can click over to continue because I've set that up the way that I want it set up. It's going to connect in a minute. You just got to, my computer gets bogged down when we're doing these lives. All right, I'm going to select vinyl. And then on my maker, see how my button started blinking up here? I'm just going to hit my Cricut button. There we go. So while this is cutting, let's talk about this transfer tape. So I'm not saying that you can't layer using regular transfer tape, but it definitely makes it a lot easier when I can layer with a transfer tape that has this sort of translucent backing. Okay, so I am going to cut this. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I had to put this crafting mat down because after we did the glass etching, I realized I had accidentally etched on the top of my glass stand here, and this is actually what I use to check people out in my vinyl shop, so I was a little disappointed that I messed it up and glass etched, but luckily it also has the, this protects everything, so we'll call it a win. We'll call it a win. And while this is cutting, I'm going to go ahead and peel off one side of my clear acrylic here. With these tweezers, any type of tweezers, it's really, really easy. Okay, I'm gonna leave the other side on. See how one side is glassy? Okay, so basically what we're gonna do, here, let's go ahead and show you how this works while we're waiting for that. So this is my one that was already done, right? Turn it to where you can see it a little bit. And let's see if my laptop is enough to power it. So you have to have some sort of USB power source. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ta-da! Now this one's been a little while. Evidently it's been well handled. I've got lots of fingerprints on here. But basically you can select, I get my remote control here, on and off, take it out. You have to pull the little thing here. Don't do it, Becky. All right. Turn it off, on. You can select the color that you want. So this one was a St. Patrick's Day, so we put green, right? Okay. But you can also leave it on flash, and that's really cool, where it's going to show you all the different colors. Strobe. Fade I really like because it literally fades from one color to the next. Can you guys see that on there? Okay, and then smooth. So really, really cool. And if you're etching on your, if you're gonna etch these, like etch the acrylic, then you can do that on this size with the Curio, or you can get the thinner, CSD acrylic that will fit. It's only it's a little bit thinner, so it'll fit in the Maker and also in the Cameo 3. So okay, so we're going to unload this. We have cut lines on all of our vinyl. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right. And then, because I don't want to waste, we are just going to trim around. Make sure that you do not cut off your registration boxes. Toss that up there. Where's this one? See, these are actually really small in comparison, right, to what the design looked like. Okay, so now we will weed them. I know usually I already have this part done for you guys, but I thought maybe you would appreciate seeing from start to finish. And you do want to pay attention. Make sure that you don't lose your registration boxes. Those are very important. Start creating little weed pile because I wasn't together enough to get out my weeding ring, darn it. I always forget that until I need it. I even got one in Jamie's monthly box. I got a new one. Still don't have it. All right, there we go. So that's black. These obviously will be super easy. It's just the main shape. Boom. Any corner will work. Boom. Now I know what you're saying, Becky, what about the rest of the vinyl that's left on there? Look, adhesive vinyl is really, really inexpensive. So we're not going to worry about, this is probably like 3 cents worth of vinyl. So we're not gonna worry about that a whole lot. But we have black, pink, purple, and yellow. All right, so this is where it gets really cool, in my opinion. I'm going to start peeling my transfer tape, right? And I will start, what color do we want to start with, guys? Let's start with, we'll start with purple. We'll work our way backwards. I actually cut my transfer tape bigger than I intended. I was thinking we were doing 6 by 6 pieces. All right, squeegee. Okay, this is trash. What we want is to, our next color, we'll do yellow. And I want to put this sheet on here so that it does not cover up my squares here, but it does cover up my vinyl here. And I can just line these up, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Okay, so that's one way to do it. That one is still a little risky. Okay, so I'm going to show you the easiest way. But now basically you peel this back. And your yellow is in place. Okay, so an even easier way is if I cover up my design. Let's get that on there. Okay, stuck on there. Also, make sure that you select the right side. You have a paper side and you have a coated side. The coated side is what you want. All right, so now, can you guys see what I'm doing? How I can see that pink underneath? I can line this up just like that. Okay, now I can just smooth my transfer tape down here, peel this up. I want to make sure that I don't move this guy under here, right? Now when I smooth this back down into place, it goes right back on top of where it was. Okay. So now I can do that again with my black. Just put that on there. You can get it without bubbles. There we go. Line it up through the backing. Smooth it down. So you can choose which way is easier for you. Because this, both ways, I won't say both ways are super risky, they're not. But the risk with this one is you could accidentally move this piece if you weren't careful. But the other way isn't as sure for lining up the registration boxes. All right, so there we go. Don't let me down now, transfer tape. All right, so you may be asking me, Becky, why did we pick up all of these colors on our transfer tape? The answer is, number one, then if I mess up with my layering, I can just start over with a new cut and I don't have to worry about getting a new blank as well. Okay, so I didn't completely destroy this when I messed up my layering. So I can do the same thing with this. And I don't need these anymore. Once I'm lined up, you can get rid of those. Okay, slide this guy down, we'll go here. And then I can see through the backing of my transfer tape. Don't stick down yet. There we go. You can see through the backing of my transfer tape, put my design on there. And I get it lined up. So now if I smooth down my transfer tape again, I can literally do the same thing that I did with my layering vinyl. Where'd my squeegee go? Did I cover it up? Oh, it's under here. Oop, there we go. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Okay, now what are we gonna do with this? We are going to peel off the other side. Now that we don't need it on there anymore. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. So now, completely clear, right? And we can put it, switch this guy out. Oh, I made a mess over there. I told you guys, I'm a messy crafter. It just comes with the territory. Okay, and now, this is the guy that I have. Ooh, let's pick a fun color. Ooh, that's a fun color. What color was that? Oh, that one's not bad. That's actually the blue. Let's see. It was the purple. The purple really complements the colors. It's such a fun thing to do. Yay! I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Okay, so we're gonna set this guy up here. Hold on, little guy. There we go. And I can enjoy him for a while. And let's go ahead and take you off of your stand. Here I am. Okay, so this may be way too close for comfort for you guys. So sorry about that. I usually have you all propped up, but I just couldn't miss the opportunity for you to see exactly what we had going on that up close and personal, because you just really needed to see that. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's little project. It's cute, it's simple, it's easy. And make sure you go back and watch that. Like I said, even if you're using Silhouette Studio, you're going to go through the same process. You can set up your design, set up your registration boxes first, and then create your duplicates to go through and designate which one is which color. So just make sure you keep that in mind, because what you're doing is you're making sure that those registration boxes are in the same place for each color of your design. So have I taken up too much of you guys' time today? Let's see. Oh, 30 minutes. You know, I think I have an internal clock that tells me when my 30 minutes is getting there. So hopefully you guys have some questions, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to answer those questions. And, you know, if you guys have not bought one of these lighted base acrylics from Craft Chameleon, this one is actually, I'm going to use it as a night light in my daughter's room. So I'll be buying a whole lot more acrylics, and we'll probably just switch them out for every season. But some people put them in their kitchen, they're fun in your family room, they make great seasonal decor. So I won't go anymore with the sales pitch, but they're really neat. They're by far one of my favorite things to play with and do when I just want something quick and easy. So, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off for today, but thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.